Call the special meeting of the Hartford Board of Education to order. Ms. Dorfman, please take attendance. Here.
Jose Colon Rivas.
Here.
Beth Taylor.
Here.
Greg Stallings.
Here.
Mayor Pedro Segarra.
Here.
Shelley Bass.
Here.
Michael Brescia.
Here.
Robert Cotto Jr. Matthew Pollen.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Dorfman. There's a special meeting, so there is no public statement. So there is no need for an opening statement. Matter 4, executive session, personnel matter, discussion of the superintendent search and the hiring of a new superintendent.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I move that we move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the superintendent search and the hiring of the superintendent. It is my hope that during the session we can review the information is gathered and collected by the search committee, and that each particular member of the board, given the importance of this matter, participate therein, and that hopefully we can return with a recommendation for the hiring of a new superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any debate? Hearing no debate, the chair calls the question. All in favor of going to the executive session for the matter stated by the mayor signify by saying aye. Aye. Are there any against? We go into executive session. We'll take Dr. Jacoby and Ms. Kaufman with us.
At Hartford Public Schools, we care about one thing above all, the future of our kids. That's why we're dedicated to providing all students with the knowledge and skills needed in the new global culture. Hartford Public Schools is thriving. More student success stories, more world-class facilities, more university and corporate partnerships, more amazing talent coming and staying in Hartford. This is how education is supposed to work. Welcome to Hartford Public Schools, where the future is present.
Is there a motion to come back out of executive session?
So moved.
It's been moved and seconded. I'll second it. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any debate on the motion? None. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any against? We're outside of executive session. Item 5, business agenda. Appointment of Hartford Public Schools Superintendent. After receiving the recommendation of the Superintendent Search Committee, the Hartford Board of Education hereby elects Hartford Superintendent of Schools to be named at the April 21, 2014 meeting pursuant to the provisions of Connecticut General Statute Section 10-157, and furthermore, the Board of Education further authorizes Chairman Waring to negotiate and execute an employment agreement with the new Superintendent of Schools on behalf of the Board to include a new beginning date and term of office. Is there a motion to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mr. Mayor, you wanted to offer an amendment?
Yes, as the motion is silent as to the name and also the matter by which the employment agreement is to be executed, I hereby amend the motion to move for the appointment of Dr. Beth Shivano Narvaez as the superintendent of schools. That is one amendment. The second amendment, with regards to the authorization of negotiating the contract, it is a negotiated contract to be returned to the full board for approval. I just want to clarify, and I don't know, it needs to be incorporated in the language, that there has been full discussion in executive session as to what some of the things that should be incorporated in the employment agreement, and the members who have agreed to participate along with the chairman in the drafting and negotiation of that agreement, I believe Dr. Best and
Mr. Stallings.
Mr. Stallings will negotiate those along with the chairman for the final review and approval of this body.
All right. There's been a motion to amend the resolution. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any debate on the amendment to the resolution? Hearing no debate, the chair calls the question on the amendment to the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The amendment carries, and now we vote. Now we'll debate the amended motion. Is there debate on the amended motion? Hearing no debate on the amended motion, the chair will call the question, but before he does, I'd like to thank the members. Well, first I'd like to thank our search consultant, Bill Adams from Rain Associates. He worked very hard for us and brought us a great pool of candidates. We had 59 candidates, and we were able to turn away, frankly, some really good people. And that's always a luxury when you have the luxury of saying, this is a great person, but I get somebody better. I'd like to thank Chief Hartford, who did a great job with the community forum. They worked hard and really worked to make something, I think, that was really very valuable and was very valuable to both the search committee and the board. I'd like to thank the members of the search committee, not only, especially Dr. Colon Rivas and Mr. Cotto, who co-chaired it and gave up a lot of their time to really make the process good, and Dr. Taylor, who was a loyal participant. I especially want to thank our professional staff that was on the search committee, Tamika Knight, who teaches here, and Mario Marrero, who teaches at Betances STEM, two of our great young teachers, both award-winning teachers, Gail Allen Green, who's the principal of Buckley, and Melanie Brady, who's the principal of this school. Gail is one of our stalwart principals, and Melanie is definitely one of our up-and-comers. And those four people took this job incredibly seriously, and their passion and their professionalism really drove this process, and they kept us very much on focus and really sort of helped us hone down to the candidates and get to a point where we had great candidates to choose from, all of whom were excellent excellent pedagogically with great knowledge of teaching and learning. I'd also like to thank the three parents we had on the committee, Myra Esquilin, Samaria Smith, and my friend Jack Soares. Muito obrigado, a senhora. They did a great job of keeping this about families and kids. And sometimes it's easy when you're in a conference room to focus on the more ethereal issues. And they really kept us focused where we needed to be. I'd also like to thank Wilfredo Nieves, Dr. Wilfredo Nieves, who's the president of Capital Community College, who gave us some great perspective on on what to look for, not only as as a professional leader, but also around college readiness and the cues that we needed sort of to pick up on. And Marlene Ibsen from the Travelers Foundation. Travelers is great. I mean, they're my neighbor. They're a great neighbor. When you ask them for help, they give it, and she was very generous with her time and her professional experience, and the her own insights and the insights of her colleagues around some just basic questions of leadership and corporate management and governance, and was really quite valuable. I'd like to thank Jackie Jacoby, our special assistant, who provided a lot of good insight and does searches herself professionally and sort of helped me quite a bit, sort of get my mind wrapped around some of these questions. So having done that, and there being no debate on the motion, the chair will call the question. By our policy, this is a question that has to be decided by paper ballot, right, Ms. Kaufman? And do we have ballots prepared? Oh, right on cue. Okay. So I'd ask the members of the committee to mark their ballots and to sign their names. And when they're done, to please pass them to our secretary, Mr. Stallings. Is
May I
everyone?
ask a clarifying question?
Of course.
The motion was amended
Yes.
to have one person.
Yes, it was.
And so shouldn't we be voting yes or no? on
Yes,
the
we
motion?
should. And how, if anyone has we should deem a yes vote to be, if you check Dr. Shivino Narvaez's name, otherwise that would be deemed as no vote. I think that's,
Okay, thank you.
Okay. and before we do this, I want to thank also Dr. Taylor from Willingboro. He's a great superintendent, and he's an excellent instructional leader, and I have no doubt, I mean, Willingboro is very blessed to have him, and I have no doubt as he goes forward in his career that he's going to do an excellent job, not only there, but when he moves on to somewhere else. He really is a fine man. I got the chance to spend quite a bit of time with him, and we were blessed to have him and the other people that made it straight to the end. And, no one should think that Ron Taylor is not a good superintendent. He's a very good superintendent. No one should think he's not a good leader, because he's a great leader. And any district would be privileged to have him as their leader. And no one should conclude that if we do otherwise tonight, it's because people don't think Ron is very capable, because he is, and he's a good man and somebody who cares desperately about children, and wants to close the achievement gap. And I have nothing but the greatest personal and professional respect for him. And I know everyone on the search committee feels that way, and I think everyone on the board does as well. So, Mr. Stallings, can you tabulate the ballots?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First is a yes for Dr. Navarez. Do I second name?
No, that's fine. That's fine. We have a record of it.
Okay. The second is a yes for Beth Navarez. Third is a yes for Beth Navarez. The fourth is a yes for Navarez. Fifth is a yes for Navarez. Sixth is a yes for Navarez. 7 is a yes for Navarez. 8 is yes for Navarez. And 9 is no, Taylor.
The chair determines that the final tally was 8 votes in favor of the resolution and 1 against, and therefore the resolution carries. Motion has been passed. The Harvard Board of Education selects Beth Chileno Navarez to be its next superintendent. The mayor and I will be making a call to her when this meeting's over, and Dr. Taylor will also be informed at the conclusion of this meeting and be given our thanks. There being no further business, the chair would accept the motion to adjourn at this time.
So moved.
It's been moved and it's been seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There any against? Adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.